Well, it is about that time. Yes, welcome to the new 2020 Ready, Set, Real Estate Show. I'm feeling myself right now. Listen, I am feeling myself because 2019 has been tremendous and I have been super, super grateful. Welcome to a great year ahead. I'm always feeling these tracks. Shout out to Henry West Coast Brown, who provides some of our tracks, to Wolfgang, who has provided some of our tracks. Really appreciate our local artists who supports. I'm gonna just bring that a little bit and just have that play in the background just for a little bit, just as I do a couple announcements. And yeah, oh my goodness. So I almost feel like I've disappeared for a while, but I haven't. I have been planning, getting ready for 2020. Not really getting ready, I stay ready, right? So as long as I stay ready, I'm good. And I'm moving my monitors around now, that's all. So as long as I have everything set up for 2020, it makes it a lot more easier for me to share with you our workshops, our events, our webinars, all the wonderful things that we have coming up. And I wanted to take this opportunity for today's episode. We are on season 6. Yes, this is season 6, and I am calling this episode 2020 New Year and Fallen Bullets. Fallen Bullets, especially because after the celebration, we don't really talk about the aftermath, but we do know the aftermath from 4th of July and New Year's celebration. Oh, we humans, how we make it about us. And rarely are we thinking and using this here, this brain. Let me adjust my camera just a little bit. There we go. Rarely are we using our noggins and talk about the aftermath. So today I want to discuss the aftermath of 4th of July celebrations, New Year celebrations, because if you are in an area that is prone to bang bang, meaning fire shots or gunshots, people who are not really being responsible, and I think this is a level of irresponsibility, who own firearms and they shoot them up in the air. Okay, of course, what goes up must come down, and depending on the velocity of it can cause serious damage. So today we're going to talk about falling bullets. Of course, we know the worst case scenario is it falls onto somebody and injuring just, someone unknown to be minding their own business, of course, and be injured by a fallen bullet. But here, of course, because this is a real estate show, we're going to talk about the impact of fallen bullets coming down on your roof. You ever think about that? It's the last time you walked your roof, right? If you have a shingle composition, or, have you gone up there? Sometimes we don't know these things until something else happens. Okay. So just wanted to give you a preview of that's what we're going to talk about today. Join in the conversation if you are catching us on the live. I want to first give some shout outs. Of course, first and foremost, my family. Love you, love you, love you all. Thank you for your continued support of my wild ideas. Without you, there is no me. Thank you to my friends again for supporting me and rocking with me and encouraging me. Without you, there is no me. And I love you all wholeheartedly. Appreciate you. We are in our season 6 of Ready, Set, Real Estate. Overall, my very young career as a show host and podcaster, I have over 500 plus episodes and counting. And I've done it on personal development. I've done it on real estate, of course. And I've had special guest features that have happened throughout the years. And I mean, at this point, I think we're close to featuring over 80. Initially, when we first did the first season, I remember I went and I think I did 60 some episodes straight with no break. I didn't break it up in seasons, because I was new at this. And so I featured over 60 something independent contractors in the field of business, in the field of real estate. And of course, do know that this show is a proud supporter of Real Estate 100 Youth Foundation, which I'm happy to announce we are on track. Woo woo. We are on track to have our first Ready, Set, Real Estate boot camp. Of course, you can support through the nonprofit Real Estate 100 Youth Foundation. And listen, this is going to be so unique. This is actually one of the first unique youth teen experiences to learn real estate, terms, concepts, and careers. So they will be learning with me for 6 Saturdays. Really excited about this. So we are accepting sponsorship opportunities. If you want to get in on this, if you want to support, there is a budget that is laid out to cover a share of costs for the youth, there for the venue, for the swag, for the materials. And again, we really want to just create a unique experience for them. And so we are doing that through the youth boot camp. So I am taking two cohorts, and that is middle school and high school. I had to think about this, right? What do they call it now? It is middle school, right? Middle, junior high. Middle school grades, let me see, I'm looking at my flyer here. It's grades 6 to 8, 6 through 8. So let me see if I can actually share this with you. Grades 6 through 8, let's go ahead and share that. Let's get a shared screen. Boom. And I'm gonna make this bigger. All right, let's see here. Here we come. So the real estate youth boot camp, that is happening. We are scheduled for the first week of March, 6 Saturdays. If you have access to youth, you have children that you want to participate, I'm only taking 20 max, 20 students. I know I was fluctuating between 25, 20. No, 20 students max. Get in where you fit in. So I'm going to drop the enrollment link down below. Make sure you get on the wait list, okay? So which means get your child added to the wait list so that when everything is up and rolling, the venue to be announced, I am in the middle of a transition, so it may be at my new office location coming soon. I'll let you know. If not, we've got collaborations and partnerships that we can make happen. So no worries. This is going to happen. And I'm really excited about this because this is something I've been wanting to do. So for 6 Saturday sessions, we're going to have 2.5 hours of real estate content experience and just learning. So if you have a very curious youth, or if you have a child that you just really want them to just learn this business and just really understand a little bit more about real estate terms and concepts, you know the saying, teach your kids what you don't know or didn't have an opportunity to learn. This is what you want them to be a part of. So they get to come hang with Super Agent. All right. So All right, so that's what's happening for 2020. Again, any donations we collect helps programs like this make possible. So, of course, that's the nonprofit Real Estate 100 Youth Foundation. If you want to support through there, of course, we welcome support through Ready Set Real Estate, which is a for-profit business to support general education for the, real estate education for the general population. We also do professional real estate training workshops. We do professional real estate training workshops. Let me just do this real quick. That way you can kind of have this here. If you are watching visually, you can check out here that this is the Real Estate 100 curriculum. This is a signature curriculum I've developed. Part of our program where students will learn real estate terms, concepts, and career exploration for 6 Saturday sessions for 2.5 hours each. They get an exclusive boardroom experience, a working lunch, and group mastermind sessions. Materials are included, real estate swag, brought to you by, and thank you to our sponsors, and custom polo shirts. We want them to come prepared. We want them to, feel professional, feel like they're in a working environment, and also have fun while they're doing it. There's just something about wearing a uniform, depending which uniform, that just brings a sense of pride. And we really want to instill that in our youth. And at the completion of that, we do a certificate of completion. They get to do a presentation. Parents, we definitely want you there so that you can celebrate with us and just really honor your children receiving a certificate through Real Estate 100 Youth Foundation for completing our program. Okay, so we're going to do, I have in my goal 3 of these boot camps for 2020. One of them may happen outside of the country, and we're still working out the details. But we do know spring of 2020, we're going to launch our first 6-week real estate boot camp for grades 6 through 12. I'm going to take 2 groups, grades 6 through 12, and we're going to make this happen. Why? Because it's me, of course. I make stuff happen. So as you can see here, Ready Set Real Estate is one of the sponsors. And if you are running a business and this is a good fit, you want to support something like this and just kind of get some press and bring attention to any of your products and or services, I invite you to get connected with me so that we can get you on board. All right. So let's see. Let me go through here. Let me just get rid of this banner right here, especially since I'm doing announcements, and then I will come back to the next thing. All right, so let's see. That is 2020, the Real Estate Youth Boot Camp. I said we were going to do it. Do know that Ready Set Real Estate actually has a subscription real estate support service for property owners or beneficiaries known as Property Owners EDU. Now, I bring that up because we had exciting plans to hold our first property owners conference that was going to be October 2019. Plans changed, the venue changed. More importantly, the venue had some changes in permit requirements for our vendors. So 2019, we had to scratch that. And so we will be in the works of maybe having that 2020 or 2021. Because I'm doing the youth boot camp and I'm traveling, I'll be back on board traveling as super agent. And doing a lot more trainings, presentations, of course, and, doing what I do. So I just want to make sure that you know that we've not forgotten about the Property Owners EDU conference. However, if you are a member or you want to learn more about becoming a member, because you will still gain access to the conference topics throughout the year. I mean, that's what's so tremendous about the support offered through that. I implore you to check out propertyownersedu.com. Okay, so check out propertyownersedu.com. Let me make sure I put that on here for you guys. So Property Owners EDU, definitely learn more about that. Don't miss out. There's great things happening. I want to say first and foremost, also, thank you all for bearing patience with me, because Property Owners EDU, we are developing a new site and back office. This is an app in development. We are working on our beta version. So thank you for those of you who are subscribed members. We're here to support you. Make sure if you haven't had a chance to schedule your initial intake, do that so that we can get you set up and you really get the true value of that service. Okay. So it's so important. I mean, I've got homeowners that we've been able to help keep their properties through it. We've been able to help families get set up with living trusts. We've been referred people to legal consultants and tax advisors. You know, all the things you don't think about when you buy your first home. You don't think about all the maintenance and the aftermath that you need afterwards. And so we take the guessing work out of that, and we offer that through Property Owners EDU, which I am so happy to say that it is making a tremendous impact on the people already who are aware, who know about it, who are signing up, who are subscribing, and really getting the value out of it. So I'm super happy about that. Okay. Really, really happy. So because it's so important, and, confidentiality and the data that we retain is so important, we have definitely are working on our back office and making sure that we have security set up and in place to make sure we're protecting our clients and ourselves, of course, because we do know anything over the internet can be subject to, all kinds of craziness. So it is our job to protect that information as we seek to protect you in your estate. Okay. All right. So that's what's up. So I'm going through my checklist in my head. So Property Owners EDU, the Real Estate 100, the Real Estate Youth Boot Camp. What else is happening? Oh, definitely want to talk about, let me go ahead and see if I bring it up here. Want to talk about the upcoming workshops. So we have, and this is, so not workshops, but webinars, and then I'll get into the workshop. So for you as a part of the general population, I have scheduled, and if you haven't had a chance to attend the webinars, attend the webinars. There's just so much important information that's being relayed and presented in that I implore you to be a part of. I implore you to be a part of. How do you become a part of that, you ask me? Well, join as a loyal supporter. I'm glad you asked. Join as a loyal supporter, and that's how you gain access to exclusive membership to the webinar. So let's put this here. Here's our calendar. Here is the calendar. Let me just make it a little bit bigger for some of you. So for those of you, shout out to our radio podcast listeners and are tuning in. Listen, y'all know I appreciate you wholeheartedly because you've been rocking with me since day one as my A1s. All right. So Ready, Set, Real Estate offers a monthly live webinar series, and the 2020 calendar is up. So sign up as a loyal supporter for just $10 a month, and you unlock exclusive access and so much more. You can check that out at lasuperagent.com. Scroll through the page, find the loyal supporter option, and subscribe. That's all you need to do. And you will be added to our list, and you will get a code so that when the live webinars happen, you don't have to pay. Individually, the webinars are now going to be anywhere from $15 to $25. They honestly, I just out of my generosity was doing it for $5 for 2019, was just $5. Webinar price is now $15 to $25, but as a loyal supporter for $10 a month, you gain access to the webinars, you gain access to discounts on content, on member perks, such as merchandise, any of the other products, the books, anything we release. And again, it's a way to support the channel. All right. It's the way to support the Ready, Set, Real Estate channel. So tons of value. Let me just give you a snippet. For those of you who are listening on the radio podcast, let me just give you a snippet to make this bigger. Super, super excited. Listen. All right. Third Saturdays of each month, of course, schedule is subject to change depending on my travel plans for 2020, but you will be informed. If you're not able to catch the live, here's the nice thing. The replays are only available to subscribed members and of course those who actually pay for it. So if I do it on live, sometimes I do it on a public forum, sometimes I do it on a private forum. However I do it, and if you miss it, You can only get the replay if you signed up and you registered and pay for it, or if you're a subscribed member, it gets delivered straight to your inbox, and you can review the replay of the webinars on demand. All right, so let's talk about this schedule, which I'm super excited about. We had an amazing 2019 schedule. Again, I had this wild idea, of course, to do just do some stuff. I just to do some stuff, which is bring more education to our general learning population, our prosumer population, especially because real estate has become such this popular thing right now. And as we have this growing renaissance, as we are in a time of local sellers market, although some areas are in a buyer's market. And we talk about that. How do we distinguish between a seller's market and a buyer's market? When you stay connected to me, the show, the podcast, and the learning, you learn what my take is on that, right? By the way, if you're listening to me for the very first time, I did not even do announcements. I just came out the gate and I was super excited. So for those of you who are tuning in for the first time, my name's Lisa Puerto, also known as Super Agent. I'm active licensed real estate professional with over a decade in this business. I'm creator and founder of All What You See and so much more, including Real Estate 100 Youth Foundation, our country's first real estate focused nonprofit, where we teach ages 11 and up with real estate terms, concepts, and careers. As you see, it is out of that mission that Ready, Set, Real Estate, the show, and now the training platform and the educational platform and the brand has been born out of that, because I was seeking a way to educate people and bring more awareness to, teaching our children just the importance of real estate literacy. And out of that, the brand Ready, Set, Real Estate is born. And we have a entire clothing line. We have an entire club, the Ready, Set, Real Estate Club, which is available for members, industry professionals to learn, and they're learning. And I can't wait to announce the professional workshops, but I'm not going to jump ahead. And we've been having fun along the way. So join us for that journey. And all you have to do is hit subscribe or follow at LA Super Agent or Ready, Set, Real Estate on all your favorite social media platforms. Wherever you are, there you will find us. I think the easiest thing is just get on our list, so that way you don't miss out on any of our updates. That's the easiest thing I can say. That way you don't miss out. All right, let's talk about the 2020 webinar schedule. January 18th, again, third Saturdays of each month. Webinars are scheduled for 12 o'clock Pacific time. We will let you know if there are any time changes. Again, this is why I say get subscribed, get on the board, get on the list. That way you can keep up with us, especially because there's a lot of moving parts. And at best, I create a schedule so I can be consistent with having that, the content and the show and everything happening on that day. Like, Ready, Set, Real Estate airs on Wednesdays. Did go dark for, I think, 1 week. We went dark for a week or two. I don't recall. And we completed the end of our season 2 of our personal development segment, which now we have over 300 episodes for that. And if you're on our YouTube channel at LA Super Agent, you can subscribe to any of the playlists that resonates most with you. So there's personal development, spirituality, which for me, the spirit is the anchor between the physical and the material realm, which is why I do both. Can't have one without the other in my personal take and experience. And so Ready, Set, Real Estate, of course, is our real estate content in our show platform. So January 18th, become mortgage ready and file your taxes. We're going to talk about strategic tax planning, because oftentimes people don't realize it does require a level of strategy to be mortgage ready if you're not going to use cash and if you're not going to use private money to purchase real estate. And again, that is going to be applicable to most of our listening audience in our general population. For those who are a little bit more advanced, they may use hard money or private money and may not really rely on taxes. But because we are in January of 2020 and we know everyone's going to be gearing up for taxation, it's important to start looking at what are lenders looking at to qualify you for taxes. So again, January 18th, we will be discussing that. Become mortgage ready and file your taxes. February 15th, we will be touching on redlining, steering, and blockbusting. Know your rights. It is illegal to be subjected to redlining, steering, and blockbusting. We're going to talk about a little bit of history, and um, I love to refer to Richard Rothstein's book, The Unforgotten History of How Our Government Segregated America. And they did that through real estate. So we'll talk about the FHA programs. We'll talk about the insurance programs. And when I say insurance, I mean even homeowners insurance. You could not get homeowners insurance if you lived in a certain area. Of course, if you don't get homeowners insurance, you can't get a home loan because no one will give you a home loan without a homeowner's insurance. So then you have March 21st, understanding appraisals, very important, especially because the values are shifting in different areas. April 18th, rehab versus remodeling. May 16th, canceling escrow and settlement. June 20, Megan's Law, sex offenders and your new neighbors. So once you decide on the real estate, you do know you can't pick it up and move it. You're kind of stuck there. So there's some things that you should really be paying attention, especially if you have children, especially if you're a woman, even men, of course, and young boys. There's some things that you should be aware of. And these are things that are built in the contract. These are built in your purchase contract. When we talk about Megan's Law, sex offenders, and your new neighbors, this is a buyer's due diligence and an FYI, and very important for sellers to understand and be sensitive that when you put your home on the market, that sometimes that may dissuade a buyer from being interested in purchasing your property just based on the fact that you might be a neighbor to a sex offender. July 18th, invest in real estate with self-directed IRAs. All right, this is going to be important, especially as we look at effective this year. The Secure Act has gone, not the Secure Act, there has been changes to the 401k. And I was reading an article that talked about essentially because there are some old pension plans that are not being used, there are type of pension plans that are no longer being used. There essentially isn't enough for baby boomers to retire. There just isn't enough for them to retire. So some things to think about as we talk about investing in real estate and creating a legacy, long-term retirement planning. So I more than likely will have a guest to talk about that. I know exactly who would be great to bring on the show to be my be my guest for that, or a co-host. August 15th, leasing space for your small business. I've helped a couple people this year solidify leases for their businesses and renew their leases. So kudos to them. They've got their storefront businesses up and running and operated. And if you are someone who might be thinking about making that next step with your business, that you may want a brick and mortar, let's talk about leasing space. And that's going to be August 15th. Now puts us into the summer, of course. Then September 19th, SBA loans to buy your own building. This is the Small Business Administration that issues loans for business owners. Great loan products, and I think we need to bring more awareness to that, because it is what we would call the low down payment programs for small business. Of course, you know FHA insured loans are the first time home buyer low down payment programs for first time buyers. There is the low down payment business loans for small businesses to acquire commercial properties. October 17th, refinance 101. Definitely think because there was such an influx with refinance in 2019 with rates being so low, I think it's always good to formally touch on refinance, the steps, the process, just so that you're a little bit more familiar of what to expect when that happens. Or if you decide to do it, and just kind of how to do pros and cons, okay? And then, of course, November 21st, deed and mortgage fraud. Deed and mortgage fraud is what we'll be talking about. I currently have a deed and mortgage fraud case I've been dealing with, and I anticipate by November we will culminate that case and close that case out. And unfortunately, it involved a real estate professional, it involved a buyer investor, and it involved a seller who willingly and knowingly committed deed fraud. So We're going to touch on that and just really empower ourselves. December 19th, specialty inspections. I think December is a perfect time to do specialty inspections because, of course, that's a winter period or winter season. If you're in the northern hemisphere, which means a little bit cold, a little bit icier, a little wet. And specialty inspections are important around this time as it relates to roofing, as it relates to pools, as it relates to those things that a general home inspection does not cover. All right. Woohoo! How you feeling so far? Are you excited about the 2020 schedule? I am. I am. We get to really learn this management of real estate. And this is what this is about. So again, you want to become a loyal supporter, join for $10 a month. For those of you who joined at the $5 a month tier, you're locked in and grandfathered in. Of course, over time, it is going to increase. So we're now at $10. Of course, the more value we bring, and the more exclusive access and benefits we'd like to bring our members, that's what's going to happen. All righty. All right. Okay. So I want to just do one last announcement, and that's going to be our workshops happening for our industry professionals. Okay. So our industry professionals, we definitely want you to be a part of what is happening. And there are a couple things that is coming into play. And you don't this. If you are a licensed real estate professional, if you are a licensed real estate professional, what does that mean? Or if you're someone who is thinking about getting into the real estate business, if you are thinking about getting into the real estate business, this next announcement is going to be for you. If you're a title rep, if you're an escrow officer, escrow agent, if you're a loan officer, if you're an agent, if you are a, who else? An inspector, a notary public, if you are, it's funny, I'm trying to adjust it before I bring it on and before I share the screen. Okay, cool. Looks good. All right, so here we go. So if you are an industry professional, you definitely want to join the Ready Set Real Estate Club. This is a great space and place. We're currently having our workshops throughout the year. We had just great training. I mean, if you are someone that is just really want to stay upbeat and up to date on real estate tools, improving your business, I implore you to join as a Ready Set Real Estate Club member. Otherwise, you're going to pay $25 to $45 per workshop. But if you join as a club member, you just pay $27 a month, and it gives you access to all our monthly workshops. We typically have 2 to 3 workshops every month. And guess what? Woo! We are kicking off January 21st with the Geo Farming for Success, using digital tools, how to podcast. You check it out there. January 21st, digital tools, how to podcast. So we're going to continue our podcasting series. For those of you who are looking to, maybe you're camera shy, but you're really great with articulating and expressing yourself, and you've got a great radio voice, if you will, I suggest that you jump on podcasting, and I'm going to be giving some bonus and tools. Of course, I always give tips, tools, and bonuses away. Just give you that extra added value. I'll be showing you or connecting you with a platform that will allow you to earn up to $1,000 to $25,000 on your podcast. Okay, listen, the money's out there. You just have to set yourself up for it. And then I want to make this January 25th on a select Saturdays. We're doing real estate convos in Spanish. So you can learn to speak Spanish with a focus on real estate, meaning introductory real estate conversations to Greek clients, convert clients, refer clients to maybe Spanish-speaking lenders or a Spanish-speaking team, of course, because the Spanish-speaking population is one of the largest growing minorities, I'm saying quote unquote minorities, that are growing into home ownership, making up 55% to now 56%, according to NAREP, the National Association of Hispanic Real Estate Professionals, who seeks to empower their Latin real estate industry professionals and support the Latin community. So we don't want you to miss out just because there's a language barrier. And this is me. I do speak, I'm bilingual Spanish, I speak Spanish. And so we don't want you to miss out just because you can't have conversational Spanish with prospective clients. You can get connected with the right team that you can still earn a referral from that client, just by being able to be welcoming and greeting and just have a conversation in Spanish on real estate. So that's what's really exciting about that. Actually, I want to bring that flyer up because I think it's so dope. Let me bring that one up. And then, of course, we do Facebook for newbies, how to live stream in studio style. On March 5th, we're going to do Instagram 101 for agents. And then we will continue the Facebook series, all right? So let's talk about the conversational Spanish. I want you to see this. So if you get this in your inbox or you see me posting it, you want to sign up, because I'm on for the workshops. We're only doing limited spacing, honestly, because I find in big groups, we don't really get a lot out of it. I mean, we do, but in the larger groups, I want to make sure everybody's getting the information. So when you see this hit your timeline, do know to sign up. We've got people signing up already, so thank you for taking advantage of the early bird real estate combos in Spanish. Listen, also, if you're local to the greater Los Angeles area, if you've never attended my Ready, Set Real Estate workshop, the first one is on me. What does that mean? You can attend for free as my guest. You can attend for free as my guest. You got to PM me, DM me, or email me and say, hey, would love to attend as your guest, so I can give you the code so you can register. So I can give you the code. There's a code for that. So your first workshop, if you've never attended the Ready, Set Real Estate trainings, it's on me. And do know on Saturday, for select Saturdays, we're going to be covering a new language goal for those of you who just want to improve on your Spanish, on your conversational Spanish. So need help to learn, practice, and improve your Spanish speaking skills? Come hang with me. Come hang with your girl on January 25th at 10 a.m. Again, limited seating. When I do special trainings like this, listen, I will only have limited seating. So you'll learn basic conversational Spanish for your real estate business, materials included, and available only to registrants. So you will get, handouts with scripts, okay? Just like you memorize other scripts for converting your expireds, for your listing presentations, for your buyer consult, you're gonna get scripts so that you can memorize the stuff and learn the stuff conversational Spanish. And a bonus, you receive a bilingual Spanish marketing template. Everyone should have one. Okay, everyone should have one. All right, so let me see. Let me jump in here. All right. Hey, Antoine, how's it going? Happy New Year. He says, good evening. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You see what we're doing here. We're helping people get connected. Again, we don't want anyone to leave out any money opportunities on the table just because of language barriers. Okay, so that is what's happening. So excited about that. Okay, so that was my super big announcement about the real estate training, is the real estate convos in Spanish. That is happening. That is happening on select Saturdays, and we're going to launch that and kick that off on Saturday, January 25th. Woohoo! Okay. All righty. How are you feeling? Listen. Happy New Year 2020. I trust that you have some amazing things planned for you, your family, your friends, because that's what it's about. That's what it's about. It's truly about our circles and overall, achieving our purpose, our personal goals and desires. And what I've learned from 2019 everything that I set out to do and that I finished or and didn't finish, I get to continue to expand and build on. What I've learned, the biggest thing for me was getting out of my own way. And 2019 was me learning to get out of my own way. I've achieved a lot of things professionally and personally that I'm excited about and that I've shared intimately with people in my intimate circle. I set out goals and I really saw, me meet those goals. And sometimes goal setting doesn't have to be these big, like 10 things. You can select three major goals and just focus on that and get that done. So, all right, let's jump into today's show topic. I'm going to wrap it up. I've taken much of your time already, but definitely as a disclaimer, I said I was going to do a recap of 2019. I wanted to share what the 2020 year ahead would look like. Again, we've got webinar schedules and workshops. Now, for this evening, we are talking about those fallen bullets. Those fallen bullets that most people don't give thought to. That Happy New Year and 4th of July celebrations, I think irresponsibly, sometimes people will shoot gunfire into the air, but what goes up must come down. And here's the thing, depending on the velocity of those bullets and the angles of those bullets, they can and will fall on the roof, and fortunately falls on the roof and not injuring a human being or a person, because we know that can be life threatening. So here's some things to consider. Just do a quick check, especially we don't know that the bullets can fall and damage the shingles of the roof. They can penetrate the roof membrane to the point that it will cause leaks. It will allow water to come through. Unfortunately, if rain is not happening as often or as quickly immediately after the New Year's or after the 4th of July, during those times where we know people are overly excited and just kind of being, I think, silly if you're using gunfire, just go ahead and just do a random check. I mean, call out a roof inspector to come out and walk your roof just to see if there have been any bullets that have been lodged into your roof. That way you can repair that and you don't have to wait until water starts to seep in and thereby creating more damage, because now you've got water in, and then you've got the potential for mold and all these other issues that can really be a growing expense list in terms of roof maintenance. All right. So some things to consider with that. Okay. And I'm so glad. I want to shout out my neighbor for sharing that with me, because we were having this discussion. And I said, you know what? I think that's a great show topic, given this is along the new year and most people are doing that. So let's think about being smart. Let's be proactive with property maintenance. If you're currently in escrow and you're in an area that does that, I recommend maybe having your home inspector go back out and double check the roof again if you've already done your home inspection. Again, because if it's already happened afterwards, you did your home inspection and everything checked out, but then now you're getting closer to closing. Last thing you want to do is close on a new home only to find out that because there's been a bullet lodged into the roof that will result in a leak, that you then can't, put that on the seller. I mean, the seller would be able to at least tap into property insurance, homeowners insurance, to deal with that, or maybe some other type of warranty or coverages that they may have on that roof. Okay. So be proactive, be vigilant, be aware, and let's continue to be safe again as we continue to move forward in 2020. Wishing you a very successful, abundant, productive, best of health from my family to yours for the new year of 2020. All right. And make sure you support Real Estate 100 Youth Foundation. Be sure to donate at realestate100youth.org, realestate100youth.org. My last announcement for tonight is we do Real Estate Word of the Week, and tonight's word is assignment. Assignment, especially if you are a person who is a dealer. A dealer is known as someone who takes real estate contracts. They lock them in with a homeowner or a seller who's considering selling. The dealer locks it in. He sets that contract up on assignment, and then he flips that contract to a long-term investor or someone who can front the money and will in fact purchase that. So oftentimes dealers are not purchasing the real estate, they are flipping the contracts on assignment. So assignment by definition is a transfer to another or a person's right under a contract such as a mortgage, lease, or purchase agreement to or option. All right, that's our word of the week, assignment, especially since a lot of you think you're real estate investors and call, but you're in fact a wholesaler, or you're also known as dealer. From a taxation standpoint, you're known as a dealer. There's a difference between a dealer and an investor who deals with long-term portfolios and investing over time. All right, so when you know the language, the terms, concepts, you'll be more confident and you'll be more empowered on how to maneuver your real estate and in the real estate world. With that, I say I'm signing off. I will see you next week as we continue another powerful and productive episode of Ready, Set, Real Estate.